scream when it fell.
Is this not live? I'm getting no sort of record that this exists into the universe. Does not look like I'm live on my end. Are you hearing this? I don't get the question mark, but okay. It was just me just testing the chat. Jaden, I don't know how much of a delay there would be, but we're going to find out the hard way. Okay. Survive on pizza. Hi there. I see you. Okay. All right. Well, my phone's lying. Doc, bonjour. Happy election day for certain parts of the U.S. It's election day, and we're gonna elect a communist in New York City. We and you'll notice nothing changes. Um, long weekend here at the channel. Fucking the festivities finally commenced after just sitting on it and like a expectant father just pacing in the waiting room because I had the video just kind of up and waiting, just pacing in the waiting room, waiting for word on if the baby gets delivered and what type of condition it's in. And yeah, it's that part has come and gone. Exhausted. I didn't realize how much I was stressing. But yeah, it is what it is. It's hard to gauge where where the averages lie moving forward, but I don't know. I have ideas and claims. Yes, it's live. Well, that's a delay. Sup, CP? What's up, Matt? It seems like Rudy has a crown that he's just trying to lay claim to one way or another, whether it's through alternate means or what. That should be a fun discussion. I think the thing that sticks out most to everyone is Pet Cemetery 2 above Pet Cemetery 1. I think Pet Cemetery 2 was going to be the group 31, and Rudy might have saved it and then some. So that is Rudy's Lomax King. Yeah, I think he's onto something. I don't know if you can have the name Lomax so much. I mean, since Rudy's been apart, it's been his deal. If not Rudy, it might be. I think Cody was the only one who was favorable for Scooby Doo. I don't know if that one difference, because I don't think anyone else had Scooby Doo in the teens or the tens. And Rudy had it at 29. I thought I was hard on it at 25, but it seems like everyone else was like 25, 26, 24. And then Rudy said, "Hold my beer," 29. Like he's just, making waves wherever the hell he goes. Rudy's demanding the Lomax Award at this point with Pet Cemetery. It's not so much Pet Cemetery 1, because that's kind of like that goes all over the place within the group. It's Pet Cemetery 2. Like a consensus 31 that somehow leapfrogs the original. Pet Cemetery 2 over 1. Where is this man? I wish to speak with him. I'm telling you, it might be a appointment television whenever the debrief happens. I'd have Scooby Doo up there with Cody too. Well, a lot of people would. I think this is kind of like the inverse of the what's her name, Julia DeCorno. Like the consensus on Raw and Titan, whatever the fuck, is that they're the top half movies, but the group very, very uninterested. And I think a lot of the the discussion outside of the group was, top half, and I think the same thing is happening backwards, uh, where the group is like, "Yeah, Scooby-Doo 20s," but everyone outside of the group is like, "Yeah, my favorite thing ever." So it's, we'll see. No report on the, averages yet, but it's hard to gauge on eyeballing it. CP, what is your favorite pizza by the slice in New York? It's been so long. Like, I'm more inclined to get stuff, like, that I can get. Like, I haven't had a pizza by the slice in a very, very, very long time, but, there's a place by me called Gino's. Don't get it by the slice, but, man, their pizza's pretty fucking good, and that's Long Island. Pet Cemetery 2 over 1, that's like Exorcist 2 over Exorcist 1. Yeah, okay. Let me guess, his number 1 was a Zack Snyder film. No. No, it wasn't actually. Titan was too weird. They were too harsh on Raw. Well, sure. It just like another, like, I don't know, like, blind spot situation where within the group, the consensus is this, but outside of the group, it's something else. I think that's happening, this time. Within the group, the consensus is a certain thing about Scooby Doo. If I told you Rudy was rooting for Scooby Doo be included, would you believe me? Outside of the group, there seems to be a lot more fans of it. I'm glad you threw in Titan and Raw last year. I hadn't heard of those, and I like discovering weird films every now and again. Well, that's what I'm here. I'm here for weird. If you're looking for weird, I'm gonna provide that, I guess. Okay, so we're doing the first time watches that I came across in October. There will be a couple of movies that were in the Outbreak Protocol ranking. A couple of other things. One film that it was a long time coming, and I'm the wrong age to appreciate it. And just other things that I got around to. But the normal rules apply here. What we'll be doing is looking through my letterboxed, what do they call this? Diary? Letterbox diary. And the average rank on the website. So whatever the average score is on Letterboxd, the lowest on Letterboxd, that will be first. The highest on Letterboxd, that will be last. Not my score, the average on Letterboxd. So you might see something first with me having like a 3-star score out of it. That doesn't mean that everything else is like 3, 4, 5 stars. It's just we're going by the average on Letterboxd. So the first thing you'll see of the films I've seen is the lowest film of the list as ranked by Letterboxd. Without further ado, and it is, and I have it pretty low. The Woman in Cabin 10. Am I able to open link in new tab? Will that open link in new window? Yes. Okay, so my quick review on The Woman in Cabin 10. I love it when a murder mystery opens up with all sorts of characters just telling me about how well they know each other, how much experience they have with one another. It's so realistic. I didn't want to experience any of that exposition through a visual medium like a film or something. The movie ends up being bookended by absurd nonsense. The first act is painful with the exposition-heavy dialogue. The end of the film seems to pop off for the sake of making all this worthwhile, but also nonsense. The second act settles in and is the most tolerable bit of the film. But by catching this film, there isn't anything that feels needed. So yeah, Netflix movie that, I don't know, congrats to Keira Knightley on getting a paycheck. Completely forgettable. I don't know. Do I have the date that I saw this? The 14th. Hasn't even been a month and just irrelevant. Please appreciate that I jumped from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest to The Devil and Miss Jones, utterly unintentional. Wait, what? I used to get pizza from a guy named Giuseppe since it closed. Haven't found a good pizza place. Well, I don't know. You would find good pizza. Well, I'm not gonna non-New York slander, but okay. Next, as ranked by Letterboxd. Why is it so herky jerky? Him. I give it a 1 out of 5. I would have ranked him lower than the rest of Letterboxd. My review is as such: a film that is all style, no substance. Looks great if you don't factor in anything other than the cool visuals. I'm convinced that the filmmakers had less than a surface level understanding of sports, cult, and horror culture and proceeded to make this chaotic mess. I can't count how many times I confusingly thought, wait, but how? And unfortunately, the film didn't take itself so seriously. I may have been a bit more inclined to just go with it, but I genuinely haven't the slightest what any of that was for. I think I said basically the same thing last time. So yeah, him. It it looks great. What the fuck? It reminded me of, if you've seen Celtic Pride. There are these like cutaways where Damon Wayans like does these Nike ads or whatever. Him feels like a 90-minute version of what those cutaway ads were in Celtic Pride, and like completely takes itself seriously about it. It really weird, really weird. Um, go watch The Fan. Like, there's so many other, like, just go watch Whiplash. Do you need to have sports be like the center of this? Because fucking Whiplash is way better. But him was pushed into these sports, you see. It's deep. Celtic Pride was so much better. I agree. I feel disgusting for bringing up Celtic Pride into this conversation, but like there's those like 20-second spots that Damon Wayans' character is in those spots, and like the entirety of him feels like those little commercials that are within the movie of Celtic Pride. Next, I don't think. Yeah, Pet Cemetery 2, 1.5. It's not the first time I've seen it, but if you want to hear me talk about it, new video, produced content, kind of slick. Yeah, the least appealing thing. What's the date that I watched it? The 6th. So it wasn't the last thing I had watched that I needed to watch prior to the ranking, but I didn't have fond memories of it, and watching it again didn't shake anything loose on me. Next, Adulthood. I gave it 3 stars. Yeah, I'm a little I'm looking ahead if I have anything else. I am a little bummed out by this, actually. Adulthood review as follows. Oh, good, 3 sentences. I imagine this same premise / script in somebody else's hands could make things feel smoother / better, but a dark, humorous time regardless. Yeah, Josh Gad. It's like a comedy. It's a dark comedy where um their parents hid a body from the neighborhood in their parents' home, and there are reasons that they don't want people to find out about the corpse that they got rid of, and things happen throughout the rest of the movie. It's it was a pleasant surprise. It's nothing that I'm gonna, like, I'm not gonna offer you my kidney if you don't like it. It's not something that I would put any sort of, money on the experience being well received for you, but, um, if it's on streaming, I'm trying to figure out where the fuck I saw it, but it's alright, you could do worse. I'm trying to think if there's another movie no, there's another movie I watched in October that had a similar tone and had better bite to it, um, and I will discuss that when it comes up. But in the meantime, next on the ranking as per Letterboxd, it's The Hand That Rocks the Cradle remake. 3 stars from yours truly. The beginning's rough. Um, a very rare case where the movie, um, straightens out by the end, and in the beginning, you think you have an idea that it's, like, tracing the same steps of the original. It's not. And it actually the second half is so good, like, I would give this a better score if it didn't have the first half that it does. Um, the things that they do with it are, kind of challenging, actually. Um, my review is this: if you've seen the original, the best thing I could tell you is torture yourself through this lifeless rich family that lives in a modern McDonald's, architecturally speaking, because the third act more than makes up for things. If you're not familiar with the original, that one is still better, but these movies are rather different in certain aspects. The problem is that the first half of this movie has no business getting a third act that goes that hard. Unfortunately, there's no charm to this movie. Cinematography is rather plain, and the direction could use some improvement. Wildly uneven, but a rare case where the end is worth slogging through the first half for, which I kind of just said all over again. I kind of just said that. That's low on the watch list rank. This is as Letterboxd ranks it. I have movies that I'm going to talk about that I have a lower score than 3 stars. So I and Letterboxd disagree. Is Sinners still your favorite movie of the year? Yes. I believe he liked Another even more. Hmm? Hmm. I'm trying to think what you think I'd like even more. Or are you joking? Is it close? What's in my top 3? It's Sinners for now. Um, I tried watching Black Phone too, fell asleep. Don't know if it's me or the movie or what. But yeah, Hand That Rocks the Cradle, it's on Hulu. If you have Hulu, worth checking out. Don't expect the first one. First one's still better. But if you think the beginning sucks, it does. But the end uh, is worth the trip. Oh, you were singing the praise of the Car movie. It's up there. I still like Sinners more, although I have not watched the Car movie again. Did you like Weapons? Not as much as everyone else did. I did not buy into that hype. Next. Hey, Reindeer Games. That is not a first time watch for me. As you see, I have it 3.5. I disagree with Letterboxd. I'm not trying to tell you that it's a quality movie. It hits us. It is junk food, and I love every second of it. But not a first time watch. Did I review this? Why would I review this on a rewatch? If people can unironically give The Room 5 stars due to their absurd enjoyment, then I feel confident in my conservative score of 3.5 out of 5. I can quote far too much from this rather ridiculous film. The Christmas 2 conversation gets me to chuckle every time. I will say monsters in the gelatin at all available opportunities. Powwow safe. Kino. Yeah, see, I did an obnoxious, ironic review too. Weapons is amazing, sir. Yeah. Well, more for you to enjoy. You can have mine. I don't have it. I just whatever disdain I have for it, you could take that and change it to enjoyment. Yeah, Reindeer Games, not a first time watch. Return of the Living Dead Part 2, a first time watch. Again, I have it as 2 stars. I like it less than Letterboxd does. One sentence review. It's the doofy comedy remake of the original, now with less common sense. Man, I got lazy there in the middle, huh? But that is number 30. So Return of the Living Dead Part 2 should thank its lucky stars that Pet Cemetery 2 exists because didn't have much fun with this. Sinners was so good. I had the worst theater experience. I wasn't even mad. Yeah, I think the theater industry is going to have to do something because they're in trouble. Like trouble. It's not looking good. And it seems like all signs are pointing to this year being down from last year. That's not the way things are supposed to go. I think it was supposed to make like $7.5 billion to be up from last year. They're in trouble. Anyway. Next, House of Dynamite. See, which I ranked lower. Well, is it because it's Catherine Bigelow? Why did the internet love this? Yet another World of Chaos via a Zoom call movie. It's absolutely better than War of the Worlds, but considering Catherine Bigelow directed this, I'm actually shocked at how I feel after all of it. All of that struggle and tension from the Hurt Locker is just not here, and it's rather stunning. Yeah, I don't know. There's better, like, tense, almost nuclear war movies. Watch 13 Days. It's a better experience, in my opinion. The same actors also returned to confuse the shit out of me the first time I watched it. Yeah, I was just like, wait, what? Why are they in trouble? CP? Is it the cost and standards? It's the fact that movie studios don't plan well. Actually, excuse me, movie studios are planning well. They're just putting all of their shit on their streaming stuff. The theater industry is in trouble because the quality isn't there and people aren't going. Movies aren't the thing to do on a weekend anymore, and they're having to compete with shit that they wouldn't have had to have competed years ago with. So I don't know. I don't know if Avatar 3 is going to save the theater industry this year. But we'll see. I'll be watching Running Man in a theater. We'll see how that goes. Doesn't Predator come out this month too? Can you see? I'm just like distant. There's no buzz. Next, this Halloween, VHS Halloween, which I give a 2.5. Review, considering how much I do not like found footage, you can do far worse than this. Plus, I've always told you that diet soda is actually worse for you. Yeah, that's an homage to a segment in this film. We discussed this during that movie premiered at Fantastic Fest. Discussion was there between myself, Gray, and Cody. This Friday, CPO. Which one? Both? Predator. Predator's this Friday and Running Man's next weekend. Yes. Thank you. Josh Brolin's having a solid year. Weapons, Running Man, and Knives Out 3. Not bad. Yeah. Next, Return of the Living Dead 3. I gave it a 2.5. What did I give 1? Oh, what did I give 2? I gave 2 a 2. I didn't give it a review. Thank you. Yes, I see that. If you want to hear me discuss Return of the Living Dead 3, it's not quite at the bottom of the list, but it's not quite halfway. It's in the low 20s, and by low I mean 25 through 20. not low. Just watch the entire video, please. Next. Oh, wow. Not a first time watch for me. Huh. Uh, that was my number 2. The fact that there's a bunch of movies left, and the thing that's coming up next, the fact that Letterboxd finds the next movie better than Pet Sematary disgusts me. I cannot tell you how appalled I am. But, yeah, yet another movie if you wanna hear extended discussion about, videos up. It's high. It's high on my list. Um, without further ado, Freakier Friday. Fucking hell. Hey, come back here. Freakier Friday. I give it a 1.5. My review is this. Further proof that studios like Disney aren't properly processing audiences' nostalgia. I feel like this idea possibly could have worked if they wanted to put some genuine effort in with maybe creativity to boot. But this is rather hollow and tacky. Nostalgia playing dress up, not trying to create new moments. Yeah. Another reminder that I am not the target audience. I don't have tinglies in my stomach at the idea of Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan getting back together to do this shit all over again with their kids. It's just like I don't know, not great. I wasn't incredibly fond of the first one. Like this is another piece of proof that studios just don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just trying whatever they think people want, and I don't know. You're not an aging millennial or an over the hill mom. No, I missed my window here on this one. Uh, the fact that Letterboxd has this higher than fuck even House of Dynamite. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Um, yeah. Yet another one that's on Disney Plus. If you Ugh. Here's my dark horse of the month, The Roses, which I expected this to be an absolute travesty, and it wasn't. My review is as such. This is definitely a more bitter and humorous take on this story than I was expecting, and I'm quite pleased. The sarcastic and blunt humor takes a bit of a turn when things get misinterpreted, and that's when the train wreck events of the movie really take off, all while having this thin sheet of heart and understanding of the two perspectives all the while. Certainly shocked how much I enjoyed this. Yeah, um, this could be this could be me experiencing a lot of British humor. It subdued, subtle, sarcastic shit that like it took me a while to realize like, oh, like they're being cute with each other, and this is it, it, it's quite funny. It's not quite as deliberate as something like the ref. Or even American Beauty. American Beauty is something I wouldn't call like a black comedy or anything. The Roses, like you hate what they do. You hate the fact that they're together, but they let you have compassion for their perspectives, and it's I don't know. It caught me by surprise because the last thing I saw, the Danny DeVito, um, that version of it. This is far more appealing to me than that movie was. I did not expect that. Um, People who are saying comedy's dead, you're not watching enough comedies. Watch The Roses. Comedy's not dead. A little sharp, a little sarcastic. It's not like doofy pratfalls for a laugh, but some edgy razor sharp things being said and done here that uh, I'm here to tell you, comedy's around. You just got to look, and this is pretty fucking funny. Next, what the fuck? Homegrown, which is a documentary. I gave it a 2 out of 5. I don't know if there's much in this doc that could be perceived as shocking. The poignancy of listening to a man try to defend police violence with a "don't commit crimes," only to take part in at least 2 separate crimes within this footage itself, while also not wanting to be in jail for the birth of his baby, is just what's horrifying. Nobody anywhere is taking a moment to have self reflection, and there's just far too much making reasons for what you believe. The movie doesn't really present anything from a narrative, but nor does it challenge anything either. I'm glad that I can say that I don't really know the political perspective of the filmmakers, but it feels more like a day in the life documentation than anything else. There's no diagnosis for the actions and beliefs within the film, but for it to not be so close to such a monumental event makes it worth a watch. Thank God all of this is in our past, eh? For those of you who don't know, this is a documentary that follows a couple of people from different parts of the country that are bothered by what happened with the 2020 election and choose to go to the Capitol in January of 2021. I believe it was on the 6th. And it's a sobering experience. But I think the thing that's unique about it is I don't think they're trying to push you. Like I don't think it's like I'm glad I don't know, if it were like a Dinesh D'Souza movie, I would kind of know what they're trying to shove down your throat. If it were a Michael Moore movie, I would have an idea of like what the perspective is. I think this is just like, just like Big Brother just looking in on these people, being ironic. Um, you know, Someone saying just don't do crimes. That this is a lot of stuff happening during the riots, the Summer of Love, the George Floyd stuff. These people were talking very frustratingly about what was going on there, and their line of reasoning isn't not there. There was a person that was featured that couldn't separate, that getting murdered for using a counterfeit dollar versus beating people up is not really much. There's not much difference in that. Those are both crimes. And marching for whatever reason is within your rights. It's when it gets violent that it's a crime. And again, I'll say, do as I say, not as I do. Uh, Very sobering. It's not something that's a pleasant watch. I can't tell you how many times I've just heard, just don't commit a crime. Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard one to remember. Next. Oh, you're stuck. God damn it. Next, AKA Charlie Sheen, a 2-part documentary that fucking hell. I don't I don't know. Like, if you're of a certain age, that's my review is this is a great doc, quite candid, but it does suffer from that Hollywood producers associated with the subject restrictive nature of films that should be a bit more tumultuous. the highs and lows never really feel too much of either. If anything, you're asking yourself, how does somebody get so many chances to not have any real stakes? Great stuff if you know the story, but a tad restrictive, if I do say so. Could have felt more transparent, honest, hard hitting. It's like if you're a fan, it's a heck of a watch. Will, W, I'm Will. The one who say don't do crimes are the ones doing the most crimes. Yep. Yeah, also, do as I say, not as I do. There's a lot of that. Um, Next, the long walk. Where you going? I gave it a 2.5 out of 5, and I'll explain. I said this movie's rather uneven. I was interested yet unconvinced by motivations of the characters. The dialogue was strong, but their reasoning and conflicts did just did not match up. So many elements of the main idea of a Hunger Games but walking are somehow looked over. And that is the very reason why I'm left scratching my head over just about all of the characters' motivations and actions. At some point, the team spirit thing in a competition would get to be a bit more cutthroat somewhere along the way. But the long walk has decent intent, but a lack of believability in its material. Material. Interesting word for me to use. Um, yeah, it's weird. Like if you take Stand By Me and Hunger Games and throw them in a blender, it's something like that. But as far as you know, only one person can survive after just walking a shit ton. When you're walking against other people, I feel, if you're walking and everyone else needs to die, I think it would get a bit more competitive. And this, come on, guys, let's challenge each other to do it. I, I would like to see a bit more of a, I'm gonna fucking manipulate these people to get them to die, because it's like literally life or death, and there's just way too much of the, yeah, I'm rooting for you. What are you gonna do when you make it? It's like, motherfucker, for him to make it means you die. Um, can you at least acknowledge the idea that someone would be doing something underhanded here? I was fine with the movie. It's just I needed to feel like there was some sort of danger within the group other than he who doesn't make it dies. Um, because it never really felt, the end never really felt out of the question. There's something of a swap there at the end where not that shocking, but I don't know. I feel like if someone had made themselves a part of a group and did some manipulation things, it would be a little bit more, I don't know. The conflict within Hunger Games was better to me than this movie, but the dialogue is far better in this movie and very much like Stand By Me. The problem is, um, the dialogue's great. I don't believe their motivations, and so at the end, I'm just like, yeah, I kind of figured this was going to happen. Uh, Long walk, 2.5. Wow, I know people really love it. Listen. We're almost at the end. Uh, Letterbox very much loved it. I just I'm in the dark. I don't know what to tell you. Zombie flesh eaters. We can. That is also covered in the zombie flesh eaters is high too. What the fuck? We can go watch that on the outbreak protocol video. The wave. 3 stars I give it. And we're second from the top here. Non-English film. I actually wish I didn't know the actual story prior to seeing this because it sort of softened the ultimate twist ending, but it was powerful all the same. If you know the rules in place in Germany, it'll make sense why this movie is missing teeth in a certain regard. But to have this project take place in a country that lives and is exhausted by its guilt is a unique touch. If this were made in the US, it would feel like the ending would go in a much more severe direction, ironically enough. But the fact that this movie is over a decade old is rather unfortunate. If only for the feeling too on the nose if it were made in the US today. Sad. Um, so let me give you a synopsis of The Wave in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Uh, German language film directed by Dennis Gansel. Their teacher became their leader. His students became his soldiers. A school teacher discusses types of government with his class. His students find it too boring to repeatedly go over National Socialism and believe that dictatorship cannot be established in modern Germany. He starts an experiment to show how easily the masses can become manipulated. And does. Yet again, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is heavy-handed. Oh, it's 12 years old? Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. Second from the top 3-star rating. October must have been a bad month. It's my rating. There was something I gave 4.5 before. The Wave and the original were trippy as hell. Yeah, it's weird. A German adaptation of this movie is adapted from a teacher in America that I think he did it in the 60s and tries to prove that, like, during school, during a 5-day week in a school, he had the school like being fascist within a week. And look into it. It's the less you know, the better. But it's something that if you were to watch it, like, look, 2008, this movie's 17 years old. And the movie before it is like 30 years before that. You watch it now, you'd be like, ugh, I get it. Fascism, shitty. But what none of what's happening now was like a threat back then. And you watch it from the German perspective where, they're tired. They're tired of hearing about, what they did wrong all those years ago. And it's an interesting perspective because in German cinema, they can't use certain imagery. So whatever that's worth, some of the realism might be taken away from you. The big guy from the 40s in Germania. Last but not least, I did not rank it. I got to smash Emily's one of her childhood favorites. I watched Matilda for the first time. Too old. I don't know. The cinematography was bizarre. I don't want to be a little shit about it. But directed by Danny DeVito, a lot of the perspectives were funky. Insert height joke here. A really wild looking movie. Roald Dahl is a fucking wild person to adapt in a lot of different things. And I, I, I'm just in this weird spot with this movie that I never saw it. I'm glad I did, but I don't get it. I can understand people who love it. Just I was too old for it when it came out. Um, Does the cake hold up? I remember it looking amazing. Oh, I don't I don't remember. When did I watch this? The 21st. That's not long ago. But yeah, I don't remember. Breaking news: Zoran Mondani defeats Andrew Cuomo for New York City mayor. Uh-oh. Communism. It's here, everyone. Breaking news. Communism's here. Let me know how communism feels. Yeah, and then we'll make a fuss over everything else. And that's it. That's my first time watches in October. And Dub says the cake holds up. But yeah, we got it done pretty quickly. Still kind of catching up with things as far as sleep and shit. Like I've slept 8 hours a couple of days in a row, at least 8 hours, and I don't know if it's like stress, anxiety, what, but I'm losing my voice here. I don't know if you've heard it a couple times. Don't know what's coming up in the future. Don't have any sort of perspective on a date for um for debrief, but schedules are hard to link up for holidays and stuff. But there's efforts being made. Um, no news to report just yet. I don't know if I'll be doing anything. Maybe not tomorrow. I might go see um, Predator. Predator? Running Man. Running Man's next week. I might go see Predator. I don't know how if I do. I don't know if I'll go with my uncle or what, but we'll see how that goes. Um, there's something that all right, I just fucking said yes. Guys, Zoran Mamdani got elected. Just already the fucking news is freaking out. Um, yeah, I don't know. Just be on the lookout. If you haven't watched it, 31 and 31 is out and across all of the channels from Autop Stream. Interact with it, please. I'd appreciate it. Hype it if you have that ability. I don't know. I don't have the logistics and all that shit, but could use the help. Just watch Predator for the first time. My least favorite Predator movie, including AVPS. Oh, just watch The Predator. Okay. Um, we could talk about that if you want. It'd be an interesting discussion because I know you're a bit softer on the Alien franchise. I don't like that claim there that The Predator is worse than AVPs. Even AVPR, which is just a black screen. I'm not swallowing that pill very well. It's getting stuck. But if you end up watching Badlands, whatever the fuck this one's called coming out, if you watch that this weekend, maybe we could have a discussion about that because yes, The Predator is a joke, but so is Reindeer Games. God damn it! And I have fun with that. I don't know. Okay, so be on the lookout if you're a channel member. There's behind the scenes stuff from the making of the 31 video. There's an animated bit in there that I have a behind the scenes thing that I kind of show off. Patrons have access to it as well. And there's some vlogging leading up to the release of things. And then you can kind of understand why I'm tired. Me just talking sporadically and aimlessly, exhausted for 3 or 4 days, having to refilm something because it was out of focus. All of it's there. It's an 18-minute vlog with a 3-minute chunk that I think people would find interesting. Those of you who found the animated bit cute. Didn't say it was worse, just liked it less. Okay. I will definitely see Balin this weekend. Okay, it's an interesting tinkering of the statement. Oh hell yeah! I was going to ask you about the animation. Keep killing it, CP. Thank you, Jaden. Dude, keep killing it. Nothing came close. Had I known, I would have been like, well, I don't know. I was gonna say, had I known, I would have had you do the animation. Fucking that shit was nuts. But until next time, no, I'm trying to get my body clock back, and then we'll figure out what the fuck is next. Still have other Dexter things to do, and that hockey game. There's still 9 hours of demo left. I'll be playing that at some point when I feel less tired. I'm trying to leave, and it's not letting me. It's not letting me leave. Man, I would sure love to click a thing and just get out of here, but man, wouldn't it be great if I just left and stopped? Wouldn't it?